One of the first big sales that I wasn't involved with, but I was at TechCom in Philadelphia. But I remember Rob Foreman, who was the sales manager for TechCom, the first really big sale that he made, and he was there for a while, was over $500,000, was to this recording studio called Chalet Studios. And they were in Manasquan, New Jersey. And it was the interesting thing. They bought an MTR 90. They bought a big AMEC, I think it's Angela console. They didn't buy an SSL or a Neve, but everything was sold from TechCom and it was all installed there. And somehow, I guess through my relationship, my wife became the studio manager. She was my girlfriend at that time, and she worked for them. And I think it was on 10-acre lot, or it was really big. And you went down this private road and you got to the studio. And the interesting or odd thing about the studio is the control room was on the second floor and it looked down to the recording spaces. And that's how they did everything. But it was owned by, I think they were the Bernardi brothers. I think that's pronounced their name. And they own Kramer Guitars, if I understand it correctly. And they poured some money into that. So they got some big acts over there. They got the Village People. They were in there. There was this Russian band called Gorky Park, which is kind of like a heavy metal, hair band that was at the studio. And I think those guys, they gave my wife a hard time, and I saw them at a NAMM show, and they were surrounded by a bunch of fans. And I was talking to the one guy. He said, "Hey, my wife." And he said, "Who is she?" And I said, "Daria. She was a studio manager over at the Chalet." And he got real quiet. And but I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, I can't find any pictures of the place, but it was a very odd place. It didn't stay in business too long, and I think it's totally gone. But Chalet Recording Studios, and this would have been late 80s. So there you go.